Okay, hi guys. This is the new plane I got. I sent that video out yesterday on the teaser video of me flying it. And it's the Ares Gamma 370, which I believe the 370 stands for the motor they originally had in here, which was a brushed motor, and used a gearbox, but it was brushed. Not a good idea for a plane. So, what happened was I was actually flying it, and then it crashed, because the motor wasn't powerful enough to do quick maneuvers, which the wind kind of put you. Yeah, it's a long story. Anyway, what I did was ending up replacing it with a brushless, which actually you can upgrade to. But I'm just using a simple 1400 kV motor with a 7.5 prop. So, and I'm using, because it didn't have a battery, I got this used at Goodwill for 25 bucks. It came with the plane, the 6-channel transmitter, which I do like because you can upgrade it then, because it's just a simple 3-channel with the rudder and elevator. And batteries I use are an 18650 lithium-ion 7.4 volt, 1500 milliamp, and 2S LiPos. So I use those. And I changed, the connector was a Dean's connector for this motor and ESC combo, so that's good. It was really simple to put together actually. It was just really this wing that comes together, it slides together, and then they give this plastic piece which has got tape on it. And you just take out the tape, like paper part, and you stick it on there, and it's nice and rigid. It works great. Some things I don't like. I wish that the landing gear, the wheels specifically, were a little bit bigger, because I tried to land in the grass yesterday at my local park, and it kind of just stops. It doesn't really roll because they're not bigger push wheels. So there's that. And also, it's only rudder and elevator instead of ailerons and elevator. I like ailerons, I like the yank and bank method, but they actually give you a diagram in the instructions that you can put a single servo and link them together. It looks pretty simple, it looks fairly simple. But yeah, I'm gonna show the things that work on here. Just need to turn it on. Got this connector here, and the smaller blue battery I showed earlier does fit in this bottom plate down here, but you really gotta shove everything in there. But like the 2S LiPos I have, I need to sorry, this connector can be a pain. It's such a small space that I didn't think about. If I had enough room, which there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Turn it on, and it just binds itself. So how you bind it is there's a little bind button on the receiver right here. This little button right here, and then you just turn on the transmitter, let it bind, turn everything off, plug it back in here, everything on, and that's binded forever now. So basically, we have very simple controls. We have elevator and rudder. But I do like it has a tail wheel, so you can taxi a lot easier than having a skid steer, which is like skidding the back wheel, tail dragger. So that's nice. And then we have, of course, we have that, of course, yes. Which is it's only a 7.5 prop, so, and originally had a 9.5 slow speed prop, which is not great. Wisconsin weather is not great for that. We have a lot of wind, to be honest, for most days, so having a faster speed prop does help. So I do recommend putting a better motor and prop on here if you do get one of these. This is the version 1. They do a version 2, which they did sell, and still sell actually. It's about $100 for that kit, and it's basically the same thing, but it's a little bit better foam and a little bit better front. I keep forgetting what this part is, but basically you take this off and then you can put it in a brushless motor. It's got more room. This one didn't have a lot of room, so that's why I had to cut it, because the mount that I had to print out on my 3D printer didn't want to fit underneath this then, so I had to cut things out. But it's fine. It still works. I don't care about looks exactly, more of functionality. So yeah, that's that. But this will be upgrading in the future, meaning I'm going to have 4 channels on it, and then I'm going to use the other 2 for... I have a couple ideas what I'm going to use the auxiliary one and gear switch for. I might put retractable landing gear on here, but I need to have a bigger motor then, so I'm going to get a 22,000, 2,200 kV motor on there, which I do have, but I'm afraid it's going to be too much power for this plane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a single 2,000 kV motor on there, leave the same prop size, because I have a ton of those, and then if you guys ever seen Flight Fest, or Flight Test, at Flight Fest they put like fake bombs, quotations, bombs on these, which are like foam noodles, and they would drop them. And yeah, that looked fun. So I thought if I use the servos and the channels that are on here, because I have a ton of 9 grams, it'll be pretty good. Things I'm not a fan of on this plane, which I did mention, was not Yankee Bank and small wheel. Other thing is, it is very nose heavy when you have to put all the batteries in there. I looked online, and basically, since it's so small in there, that you can only use the battery that they really sent in here, and I didn't get that in there, but you just strap it on the bottom. I wish you could put it in here, but then you have to add more weight to the nose. But otherwise, it flies great. It's not fast, maybe 20 miles an hour. It does have, if you're using the setup I am, it's 1400 kV motor. I'm only using 2S. I would not want to put a 3S due to, I don't know how much this thing can carry on this configuration, but this is a great beginner plane, in my opinion. But if you're not used to taking off, it can be very tricky. My friend tried to take this off yesterday, and we broke the first motor mount, so we had to put a new one on. But I know what I'm kind of doing, so I took off just fine. Landings are also difficult, but this plane isn't great for throwing launches. They're more takeoffs, but you gotta have a big space. So keep that in mind. It does not like, I don't know, but you can't, have full left rudder and down, or right rudder. You can't have full rudder and try to turn if you need to, because then it'll just do this funky maneuver where it basically goes up and then like pitches down real fast, tries to stall itself, but it's not really stalling. So what you have to do is you basically have to turn really slow and then pull up just very slowly. I mean, like, it's gotta be really slow. It's really weird. So you have to like push over and then down a little, and then, because my friend tried to pull out of a maneuver and he went like that, and then it just kind of went to a weird position. Luckily he handed it off to me to get it out of danger, because otherwise we would have crashed again. But it is a very durable plane. We did hit a couple of things, like a tree. It does happen. And it has a little puncture, but there's tape over the top, and clear tape to smooth it back out. But it's a very durable plane. I mean, it's just foam. I mean, the wing does have some balsa. This is just glued 2 halves together. So there's that. The wing's got some balsa, and the plastic does bridge it up, and it's just held on by, you could put 2 or 4 rubber bands. It wants you to use all 4, but I found I didn't need to use all 4. But yeah, it's not exactly a small plane, but it's smaller than that homemade plane I showed you guys. That one did not fly, so there's that. But otherwise, this is a great plane. I'm looking at getting another one from eBay, a used one, and making it into a twin motor cargo plane. We'll see about that. But otherwise, yeah, this was my review on the Aries Gamma 37.